Whew, alright, y'all. Adults only. Extremely, extremely, extremely not playing. No games. Not being funny, not for views, not for none of that. Graphic as it get. And this message is to my fellow men, 18 and up. Whatever the legal age of adult, whether it's 16, 17, 18, whatever. I don't travel much, so I don't know, but I know that it can vary. I'm not talking about women. It has nothing to do with, well, it does, but I'm not, this isn't, I'm, I'm talking from direct experience. Let me put some pants on. And I really am putting pants on, but I'm saying that for a reason. It has to do with prison, all right? There's your warning. It has to do with the consequences of prison. It has to do with wanting to be a wife, but you become the wife. For life, brother. I'm trying to give y'all some references, so if you're older, and you show this to somebody, you won't just be like, oh, here's another guy. There's a guy that, unlike me, has been incarcerated. If you don't use that word incarcerated, then you don't need to know what it is. If you know what it is, it's too late to know what it is. Going to the county, getting into a bar fight, getting drunk, arguing and breaking stuff with your girl, your wife, your woman, whatever. Being in the holding tank until you sober up. So that's the county or your local jail, or even if you're anything that's not the penitentiary is not jail. That's my point. It's not jail. Technically, it's a jail, but there's levels to this stuff. The further away from God you are, the more higher up in the level of prison you go. But then when you die, the further you might go down. I don't ever see nobody's going nowhere. Got some shit watching me or something. Hey, look, I've been having a lot of spiritual warfare. I'm not going, like, the cats have been looking around. Like, they've been looking like they're right here with me, and then all of a sudden they'll start. And look, and there ain't nothing up here. I think it's my mom. I really do. Because never once have they, when they do that, their hair's not up. They're just like that. They're totally fine. And trust me, if you have cats, you can have zero doubt. I know it's a sidetrack, but you have zero doubt that they're looking at something. Like when they take pictures of lions when they're hunting at night, and the lion knows that they're there, but the camera person forgets that they're a lion, and they can see at night, and that they get that. The cat, like, you can't, like, me and you wouldn't be able to see the person taking the National Geographic, the giraffe people. We couldn't see the giraffe people, but they can. The cats can. I almost said cat scan. You want to do a cat scan? Daddy okay? Yeah, him okay. That's real pretty girl. That's real pretty girl. You gonna scratch it up, Joker? Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, let me stop messing around. So back to being serious. Now I was just thinking, I was like, clearly the devil don't want me to give this message because I just felt like a weird little presence. Oh, there's Joe. Yo, he was in the, hey, say a prayer. Is that Joe? That's Joe. My man. Oh, is he coming around the corner? He was in the hospital with some serious heart stuff. Praise God, he's riding his motorcycle. Amen. I was praying for him, man. That's what's up. I was worried about him. But the point is, the things that happen in juvenile jail are not usually not as bad as the county jail to the state. Like there's juvenile, there's county, your local jail, the state jail or the state prison, and the federal penitentiary. Like the BMF guys, Black Mafia Family, Big Meech, leader of the Aryan Brotherhood, uh, John Gotti, I almost said Joe Gotti, John Gotti, the Lucchese's, the Francis, the Colombos, the Gambinos, they all in the pen. Oh, you in the mob? Pen. Black Mafia Family? Pen. Leader of the Crips? Pen. Leader of the Bloods? Pen. Tukey Williams, leader of the Bloods. The good Tukey was trying to de-assimilate what the Crips had done, but by then it was so big. If you don't know your history, Gary, Indiana, where Michael Jackson's from, the Jacksons, used to be a very prosperous and wealthy black area. Long story short, a group of different people came in and took over everything, and it became impoverished. And that's just an example, but that kept happening everywhere, basically. And all the opportunities and stuff that a lot of our black family has now, we didn't. We had it back then, but it got taken away. So for every 3 black families that are doing good and got their own business, this and that, there's 7 that don't, that are in the hood or in the ghetto or whatever. It's bad math. So you multiply that times millions, that's our problem. You can go look all that up. I've already looked it up, and all that. But at the time, I believe, when the Jacksons were living there, I believe that it was not at that point, because I think what I'm talking about is like closer to like the 1900s, is like the 1800s to 1900 range. No later than the 1900s, but definitely before this, like probably the 30s. But the point is that it was very prosperous, and it was mostly black families. On top of that, then my white family, side of my family, came through and messed it and took it all away from them, or from us. I'm mixed with black and white and a bunch of other stuff, so that's why I say it that way, is because I'm technically talking about my own people on both sides, but I'm trying to make it make sense to y'all, because I don't be making sense sometimes when I be saying stuff. But if you listen to what I say multiple times, you'll understand what I was trying to say, but sometimes I be trying to say what I'm trying to say. My low IQ with certain things ain't that great. I'm more hands-on improvisational, but when it comes to like analogies and stuff, sometimes I fall short. Better at being hyperbolic than I am about analogy wise, but anyway. So all that stuff led up to the projects, which it was a housing project, not like, oh, there's the hood and hood rats and roaches, and even though all that stuff is there, it wasn't like drugs or nothing like that. It was literally a housing project for people to have it was affordable housing. And that's why we're going to do a project, and it's going to be a housing project for what? To house people. That's literally what it was. But what I'm trying to explain to you, make you understand what I'm talking about here, so you're not ignorant to the fact, because most of y'all ain't going to look this up, because you would never know. Because you would like, what the hell is Gariana? And Gariana is just an example of parts all over the country. That's just one example. I just use that because, well, then you can go look up the Jacksons. One of the most famous families in America, black families especially. And then you can look at, because there was, I think, 11 of them. I think in the room they had 2 bunk beds on each side, or it might have been 2 rooms with 2 bunk beds. It was a very small house, and basically, Joe Jackson sold Michael off to the Illuminati, and pimped his own son out for demon devil blood money. I don't want to talk about that no more. I'm gonna get upset. Happened to Britney Spears. Happens all the time. Anyways, that's a different subject. But the point is when you have more opportunities and you have a decent path to have success in, you won't have to sell drugs or steal or rob or kill or this or that. You don't have to do none of that. But everybody, doesn't matter what your race is or nothing like that, you can't help what you're born into. That's a fact. And sometimes you can't even get out of your environment because you don't have the means, but you got to have the money. So some people are like, oh, get a bus ticket, get a plane ticket. Okay, the airport's 100 miles away, and I have a bike, and I live in Alaska. I can only make it 10 miles, so how the hell am I supposed to get the other 90 miles? Just an example. But the biggest reason why people don't run away or leave is because, see, I was going to do all that, and I've never been afraid of dying or being, you know, hurt in the no way, you know. I've never been afraid of anything except God, ever since I was real little. As soon as I could assimilate in my mind what God, who God was and who God is, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and as soon as I had the fear of God in me, so I ain't afraid of nobody but God. Like in my soul. I don't mean like literally, like the stuff that my mom and dad were doing to me and all my other family and all this and that. Yeah, petrified, mortified. Wasn't afraid of them in my soul. I was never afraid of them, but like from a human standpoint, yeah. But I've just always known that they can kill our body, but they can't kill our soul. But anyway, the whole point in that is saying that help me out here, Lord. Help me out here. Oh, the biggest thing is that a lot of people won't do that escape because they don't want to leave their family behind. But most of the time, it's the best option in the worst way, I guess you could say. Not that you couldn't come back, because you could, but then like, oh, well, you're still having to deal with people that ain't changed, because look at how they're treating you, or look what they're, you know. But the point is, joining a gang is not the answer. Wow, this is deep. See, Laura's putting this all on me at the same time. I've never told this story in this way at all one time, but shout out to the Donta Network, shout out to More Black Balloon, shout out to Wake Up Call, shout out to some other people I can't remember. Oh, shout out to The Sacrifice. The Sacrifice is the only person that knows who I am because we talked in the comments. So he's like my second YouTuber friend. I don't care about that stuff, but I just acknowledge people if I interact with them, regardless if we talk once or we talk 100 times. But my mom was trying to keep me out of the streets and this and that. I went to a jail. I saw this big old white dude and like a big black guy, but not as big as a white dude. And basically, when I first came in, it was kind of like, now you got to remember, this was like Scared Straight times 10, because those guys look like they killed people. I don't be picking up on things because I'm a little slow sometimes, a lot of the time. So I'm not afraid. I mean, the stuff I've been through from since a very young age, you can't do nothing to me. It's already been done. Like, what are you talking about? It's just another day. You're just another bad thing to deal with. But it'll be over when it's over, and then I'll be alive. And as long as I'm alive, I can keep going. And it's like, I know you love me, God, but why do I keep going through the same type of stuff? Like, I feel cursed. It's like the more blessed I feel, the more cursed I feel, or the more cursed I get. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I know it's duality, but I'm not smart enough to sit here and explain this. But it's been like that my whole life. But they didn't do nothing to me. It was like me and my mom and a guy that went. It was like a guy friend of my mom's, not a boyfriend, just a guy friend. Or he probably was like he probably worked there probably. Now that I think about it, he would have had to because we went to an actual jail, y'all, like a state prison. We went into a jail or a county jail, one of the two. We went to an actual jail. No, he had the blue. Oh my God, he had the blue on. We weren't in the pen. Wait a minute, Shawshank, the blue. Were we in the pen? Y'all tell me. I don't know. But I remember now that I never thought about that detail until now, but I have excellent memory long term. They had blue on. And I remember because when I walked in, that's the first thing I saw because I saw them both standing there and I was looking like at their shirt because like walking in the door like you would do and then like because they were taller than me obviously. Um, and I remember they had the blue on, the light blue shirt and the pants. The first thing the white guy said to me is they were being like rough at first, and he was like, "This and that, I'm bigger than you or whatever. When you get in here, you're mine." But the way he said it was like, "When you get in here, you're mine." Now I'm built different, so it wouldn't have been good for him. I could tell you that. There's ways around that happening to if you're in prison, but I'm not gonna go through all of that. That's a different thing. That's not the point. Um, but uh, I don't remember what the black guy said. But then we sat down, and the black guy was behind the white guy, and the white guy, after that, he got like real fast, and was like, "Always respect your mom. Take care of your mom. Mom is mom, and when she's gone, she's gone." And I remember him vividly, just profusely saying, and he was breaking down crying. So we went from "I'ma tear that booty up" to "I want my mama," and his mom was dead. And this is a span of like 5-10 minutes. So that they were both telling me why they were there. I can't remember why they were there. Um, but they basically made it very clear that whatever I might have done to get in there wasn't going to be worth the consequences. Um, and so I think it was that before. I think it was after I was arrested and put in juvie. If it, I don't remember. It doesn't matter either way because I didn't do the time. But it's a long story. But I ended up almost breaking half the guy's face and almost knocking his eye out because he beat up and assaulted my girlfriend, like physically, not like actually. At school in front of me, it was just us three, and she's like 70 pounds, soaking wet. She's like 5 foot tall, probably shorter than that. She's like 4'8" or 4'9", and I've always been around five. I've always been about like between 5'9.5" to like 5'10.5" in high school. I'm 6 foot now, so I've always been around the same height. So I was like way bigger than she was, and I was about 140. I was like twice her weight. I was about 145, 150. That was like as a teenager, and then from like 18 and up, I've always been like 165 to 185. And then from like 21 to and now I was like 175, 185. Um, but I had premeditated aggravated assault because I made a threat. Then I acted on the threat, and I would have killed him if my best friend's dad was the maintenance man. He was on his cart thing, and he came around, and he was a big old like linebacker looking dude, and he pulled me off of him. He's like, "Oh, Malcolm, Malcolm, what are you doing? You gonna kill him? You gonna kill him?" I don't give a fuck. This nigga put his hands on my woman, bro. And since I was 3, my daddy been throwing me and my mom all over the place and shit, like frisbees and shit. Nigga, and I got bipolar and APTSD. You done picked the wrong nigga today, bro. Matter of fact, you done picked the wrong nigga in all of Georgia. But guess where we lived at? Cobb County, Marietta, Georgia. Right around the corner from Art Blank. 5 minutes around the corner. I lived on Collins Drive and Johnson's Ferry. You go across that little way, across the little, like, thing, go straight and make a left. There's that little, like, station thing in the gated community. That's Art Blank. You go look it up. But, Cobb County is the richest county in Georgia. So I'm a Negro. Well, I can't say that other word. I almost said it. Wow. I'm a girl, right? Even though I'm mixed, but whatever. It's fine. Like, just like him. Now, Jason might actually just be black. I don't know. But if for mixed people, you are what you are depending on what's convenient where you are. That's just how it is. Um, so I was going to get hit with the book, and I did because it was my first fight, first infraction, first anything ever. But then other kids at Walton High School, they were fighting with like weapons and chains and bats and or whatever the hell. They didn't get no time. And they were some white boys, my white side of my family. It's all good though. I ain't tripping. It's all good. It ain't you. It's the police. It's the judges. It ain't got nothing to do. I mean, hey, look. You break the law, you get what you get. It don't matter where you at. You gonna get what you get because you did it. Now, could you say, oh well, he's bipolar and he had a mental breakdown? Yeah, that would help. You know, you might get if you have a legit mental illness that's not diagnosed, that might could help you, right? So maybe you go in a psych ward instead of a actual just a regular jail, but or you get probation instead of 2 years. It's I don't know how the laws were back then, but I can imagine that there's more. As long as you're not talking like taking out like a whole family or something, or whatever. And they're like, did you know the difference between right and wrong? Did you know what you did was bad? Yeah. Well, you're not clinically insane because to be clinically insane, you gotta not know the difference between right and wrong and be in a state of like a proven hysteria or delusion or whatever. But not to make the video too long. Uh, I got locked up in juvie, and I walked my girl Tanya home. Then I went home and I like broke. I almost broke my hand on his head. So she went in there with me and put ice on it. Then I walked her home because I was paranoid he was gonna try to hurt her. I was just in lion. I was in straight Simba coming back to Pride Rock. Everybody getting God mode. Like, and the crazy thing is, I'm not glorifying this. I'm just laughing at how ridiculous this is. But there was 4 buses of kids. So it's like what 100 kids or something, or 120 kids. There was 4 buses of kids. All 4 buses stayed there at the thing, y'all. And I remember because I was, well, I guess you could say it did happen quick, but my bus driver, like normally they drop you off the bus and they dip out. Everybody, they stopped and parked and watched. And not one of them adults came out to stop nothing. Y'all niggas is ignorant, so y'all want to see some teenagers beat up some teenagers. It's obscene. But um, I was a person that was destined, not destined, but the like the this if a situation happened like that anytime with any woman I was with at any age, the same thing would have happened anywhere, anytime, anyhow. Like period. Because there's just certain people you don't want to with, and I'm one of them when it comes to that. It don't even have to be my woman. It could be a little girl somewhere getting hit by a little boy. I'll run up on that little nigga and snatch him up. I'm not playing. Now I'm not saying like I'm gonna like go like that, but I'm gonna go over and be like, hey man, look, you can get your point across without having to like hands on the, little buddy. Let him know stop beating the hell out of his sister. But he's doing that because his daddy beat the hell out of his mama or his auntie or whatever. So usually that violence is coming from somewhere. Um, but it's hypervigilance, it's PTSD, it's fight or flight. Get off that cord, boy. All he knows is height and bite. He's just jumping up here to bite another damn cord. I'm trying to see if I have a cord that I can use to charge my stuff because God knows I'm down to my last one. If I even have one. God bless America. See what I mean, y'all? I had something going on the computer, and then he went up there. I pressed the button. I hit the wrong button. Now I got to redo the button. Boy, if you don't sit your butt down somewhere, always in some mess, Joker. What you doing, you know? You don't even know. But anyways, um, I got locked up and being in the back of the car for the first time. The worst part is failing your mom. And I never thought about it till just now, but I was like, how how diabolically painful it was for my mom to realize I wasn't home, number one, and then number two, realize I got locked up, and then number three, wondering if I was okay. Fuck all the other shit. Forget about the women, forget about the guns, the jewelry, the drugs, the alcohol, the popularity, for all that shit. The worst part about being in jail is failing your mother, man. They got mama right over there. When I look at my mom, I think about that, but then also think about what they don't tell you is when you're in the holding cell behind the holding cell is directly behind the judge's seat. So it's like the judge's seat is here, and then that whiteboard is the holding cell where you're at. And they'll bring you in there all at once. So if there's three people in there on your date, you'll go in there with three people. And sometimes that's why you see people rolled up like that, because that's how they put you on the paddy wagon. Paddy wagon is that little van truck looking thing that they chain gang you up. Chain gang is when you all get chained up like slaves, or like prisoners. Prisoners in this case. And they put you in there together side by side, and you can't even move half an inch without tripping somebody over. So if you fall, everybody falls. So you got to walk in unison. But they load everybody up in one paddy wagon, so it's usually about three people on each side, I believe. I think there was about 8 people. I was like the second to last to go. But one of the young kids, younger than me, he was like, "Oh, she don't like colors and this and that, and she's gonna hit you with the book, and you're gonna do all this time." So y'all don't hear that when you ain't hearing what I'm telling you. When somebody else tells you the judge don't like colors and you're about to do all this time, well, what that means is is the circle thing that a Dunkin' Donut has is going to go from that to that. No beauty products, no lotion, no Vaseline. That's just the first thing. We're not talking about not eating or drinking because they take your commissary. We're not talking about getting sent pictures of your kids or your animals when they're getting older, or your family's aging, or funerals. They don't. Oh, my mama died. No, you ain't going nowhere. We don't care about all that. Your mama? Who care about your mama? Nigga, you got life. If you wanted to see your mama, maybe you shouldn't have killed them, man. See, y'all ain't understanding something, man. A lot of privileges that you have doesn't necessarily come down to the warden, but to the COs. The COs is the ones that will make or break your stay in prison or any jail. That's any, because if they don't like you, they're kind of like the hall pass people, the hall guards, or whatever you call them. And I don't know. Like, where's your hall pass? Them people. Screw your hall pass. But you can't say screw your hall pass in jail because they know where you at. And you want to go and kill somebody because you're an idiot. Like I was an idiot. Because if I would have killed that man, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. But that's the mercy and the grace of God. Literally, it's only because of God, literally, that I'm not in jail. And probably a different person for sure. Because when I walked out of see, when you realize that your butt cheeks is about to get tore up, or you think they are. I mean, if that doesn't happen, and you fight back, whatever, then you'll probably end up getting killed, or something, or you wish you had, because they're gonna basically terrorize you. So one way or the other, you're gonna suffer worse than you could imagine. And you can't ask for your mama, come to your mama for no hug, no kiss. You can't get no attention from your woman. You can't watch Disney with your kids. You can't pet your cat or your dog or go for none of that. You're a nobody. You no longer exist to the society. And even if you get out, you still don't exist because you're a felon. You know what you can't do when you're a felon? You can't vote. I don't think you can own a driver. You can't. Yeah, you can't vote. I don't think you can own a driver's license. Most jobs you just cannot get. Period. You can't own a firearm. Some places you can't live in certain places or certain places. I don't mean like the bad stuff. I'm talking about like violence, like crime stuff. I used to live in domestic and abuse shelters with my mom a lot, different ones. Like if you beat somebody up, like my uncle Ali or something. Did you just unplug the thing, Joker? Joker, will you sit your butt down? What are you doing? Get your Harley. Will you get this Negro? Yeah, go on and get him. What you got going on, Eno? Boy, God bless America, son. Come here. You just don't know. Get up out of the bowl. You gonna turn into a bowl. Come here. Joker, if you ain't the most ignorant Oreo colored cat I done ever seen, come here, little boy. Baby. I'm not yelling on the baby. You just tripping. You just tripping. You Looney Tune little man. Anyway, you might as well not have existed in 90% of ways this society would deem you useful or safe uh, once you get that felon on your record. Um, Recidivism rate for people that have been in jail, I think it's like 4 out of 5. It's like 90, or I don't know, 3 out of 5 or something like that will come return back to the prison system. Um, Not mentioning the PTSD, the mental illnesses you develop. Um, and that's not even mentioning if you don't kill nobody in there because you got to protect your own self. You could go into jail for getting into a bar fight and be doing 30 days. And then you defend yourself, but they say that it was like malice murder, and now you got 300 years. So overnight, you done turn 30 days into 300 years, and your life is literally over. So you don't think I don't be getting on my knees? I try as much as I can because it's really hard because I'm sick and everything, but the Lord knows I'm doing it in my mind. But that's just one reason why I thank God multiple times a day, multiple times an hour. Because I know that there's millions of millions of men that didn't get that opportunity. And then people will say, "Oh, it's not that." No, it is that deep. Because once you in there, once you in the pen, homie, you gonna realize it's real deep. It's real deep in you, and his name is Bubba, and he's your lover, and he used to be a ice road trucker. He got triple life, and he don't give a water. Y'all ain't getting it, man. Y'all ain't hearing me, fellas. But when I came out of the jail or out of the holding cell, um, this was one of the best days and the worst days of my life. But it happens like within a split second. But I came out, I turned the corner. It's literally like a 10-foot walk. If you ever been to jail, you know I'm not lying. You can't know this unless you've been there. But you come out of the cell, you take like a left or a right, you take about 10 to 20 steps, if that. It's more, probably like 10 to 15. And then, depending on where you're coming out, there's a one on the left side and the right side. I believe I came out from, I turned left. Yeah, so if you turn left, you're on the left side, and you're right, you're on the right side of the room. So I came out on the left side of the room, but you can't see. There may not be a window, a door. I don't know if there's a window there or not. I don't think there is one, but you can't see. You basically see the wall and the door's held open for you. So you don't, even if there was a window, you would never have a chance to look at it because, like you're holding up a door for your woman. Like she would never like get anywhere near the inside of the door because you're already holding the door open away from her. So it's like that with the window. So you're not close enough to even to see it or touch it to even know it's there. Um, and so I turned the corner and this shit is not good for my bipolar. I don't need it. I ain't got my Concerta. I'm just not. The Lord put this on my heart, man. I'm doing this for God. This ain't about me. But I turned the corner and I saw my mom. It was before the post chemo treatment and the cancer racking their body and the drugs and alcohol got really, really, really bad. and it was already really, really bad. And she looked like an angel. So, and the only person I really cry about is my mom. But like Lawrence Fishburne told Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character in Boys in the Hood, he said, "What are you gonna do now? Go and kill him? For what?" You know, like Big said, I wouldn't wish death on nobody because there ain't no coming back from that. But y'all so dumb. We're so dumb. I'm so dumb. We just go out here laying hands on people. Like you could punch somebody one time in the temple and kill them, which is right here. Don't know that, but you hit them with a hook, and you have the power of Mike Tyson, but you don't know it, and you skinny like John Stockton. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know your own strength. Um, I'm talking about malice murder with intent. I'm not talking about self-defense. Let's just say in a perfect world, which it's not, but in a perfect situation, it was self-defense. You don't even go to no court. You just neighbors as your witness. It happened across the street some years back. There was a road rage. This dude ran this girl off the road, and when I rode by, I seen the top of his head like right past his tire, and there were cars like that far apart, literally. And I seen his head, and I was like, yeah, he dead. There was like 20 cars there. 20 cars. I ain't never seen that many cop cars. If I would have told you they were filming a episode of CSI, you'd be like, oh, okay. And she had a 357, I believe, maybe. Actually, I don't know what type of gun she had. I'll only say that because he got out of his car and came at her and attacked her, and she already had a black eye, and he punched her in the eye again. See, again, same thing like I just said. She was literally the worst person in the state of Kentucky to do that to. And what did he do? He fucked with the wrong one, and he found out. That's on him. He didn't have. I'm not saying I'm glad he's dead or nothing. I wish him death or praising nothing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you do things good or bad, you get what you deserve. Because he didn't have to run. The road rage should have been the end of it. He shouldn't have had no road rage. He knew he shouldn't have been on the road, wrathful, full of retribution for whatever on his from his wife or his girlfriend or his daughter or his son or whoever the hell his boss. And he just knew when he got behind the wheel, he's gonna get pissed off at somebody. He was just waiting for a reason to act ignorant, and he did. And I'm assuming he thought that since he was a man, he could bully this chick and take it out on her or whatever, and he's probably beating his wife anyway. I know it's being all over the place, but there's some combination of that going on somewhere. And if it wasn't none of that, then he just wasn't right in his soul. He wasn't right with God. And, uh, but she had a gun on her, and she pulled it out and defended herself and shot him in the head. And that's when I seen him like that. Like she shot him dead right where he was standing. So that tells me that because he got up and punched her in the eye or in the face, uh, she was trying to reason with him. So that's not the same thing as like, hey man, I thought this dude was talking to my girl, so I'm gonna go take him out. And he was talking to his daughter or his aunt. But you didn't see that because you're stupid. Why don't you go up to the guy and be like, hey, were you talking to my girl, man? No, I was talking to my little sister, my aunt. They're over there. Oh, okay. Hey, nephew. See, I told you, baby. How many times does that happen? And but to impress you're trying to impress your woman when she's already your woman. You're trying to impress your girlfriend when she's already your girlfriend. You're trying to impress your fiance when she already wants to be your wife. Like, what are you doing? Not thinking about how that affects her. How now she's got to go find some D tier guy when she already had the best tier, whatever. I don't know what number that is or letter, but A, because A is higher than D in the for test. So she got the A plus guy. That's you. You're an idiot. You gonna take this dude out for because you thought he was talking to your girl. He was talking to his family, and now she's got to settle because there's only one you, and you screwed it up because you let that devil get a hold of you. That spirit of retribution. But what does the Bible say? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And there's men. Because actually, I'm talking about myself. I didn't realize that. I've had so much crazy stuff happen. I forget that I'm talking about myself too. But I did the same thing. Only difference is I didn't have a gun. Now, if I had a gun, I wouldn't have shot him because I don't get down like that. I fight with these. I don't fight with that. I got it right over there. But that's not what that's for. It's for self-defense. And I like to go to the shooting range. I never shot it, never chambered it, never nothing. It's got no safety, but I never shot it, never chambered it. You know? But there's a difference. Constraint, control. Now the Bible does say a man that cannot protect his home is worse than an unbeliever. And also in the Bible it says Peter asked Jesus something, and Jesus said, I think it was Jesus, said, trading your cloak for a sword. If it wasn't Jesus that said it, I think it was, because I think he was asking him a question like, well, if I have to do battle, what should I do? And then Jesus responded with, I'll put the quote in the comment. I'll pin it in the comment, what I'm talking about. But, I mean, obviously, if all of the men that ever existed just let all of us get murked, we'd all not be here right now, right? So we are the protector. Now, if I got that wrong from a biblical perspective, you let me know. But I'm a Christian that is like, hey, like that one lady had a shotgun. She's like, I have a shotgun. I'm behind my door. I don't want to have to kill you, man. Just go away. That would be me. Because I don't want to have to do that. That's not on my radar ever. But the devil don't play fair. But ironically, you end up trying to do all these things to impress your wife and lose your life. And then you become the wife in prison. If you're a straight man and you know you're straight and you love women, you know you want a wife, a girlfriend, or kids, whatever the hell you want, whatever association you want with your woman or women, whatever, however you roll. I ain't gonna say everybody that sees this is gonna end up getting married because you're not, or whatever, or stay with the same woman because you're not. Most likely, stuff happens, or people die, or whatever the hell happens. But see, I'm like most of y'all. I love women. Well, this ain't no advertisement, but I am looking for a wife. I would just like to be married one time just so I can be married and do all that, and be a married man and do the right thing by the Lord and before the Lord gets here. It's kind of like a conundrum. It's like, well, Lord, if you beam me up before I get to get married, I'm not gonna be too happy about that. Which I wouldn't be, but then I don't think it's not gonna matter because I'm in heaven. So I really don't think I'd care about it at all. But see, I'd still remember it. So if I still remember it, does that mean I still care? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not gonna say that's petty. It's just like, I don't know. I'm weird. I think about stupid stuff like that. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But the point is if you are a man like me that would like to have a wife, why in the hell would you do something that you don't even need to do because she's already with you and take someone's life, lose her, do life, she finds a new husband and you become Bubba's wife? You ever like them younger dudes, like the King Von, Cardi B? No, not Cardi B. That's a girl. Playboy Cardi, Young Thug, Slim Thug, Lil Uzi Vert, them type of little dudes. If I wanted to, I could go the diesel on them little dudes. Because let me explain something to y'all. It doesn't matter. Like size does matter to a point. But usually a lot of the guys that be the most dangerous, the most lethal is like you know, the 5'9", 10, 11, 12, 6 foot guys. Um, that are more of a threat in a lot of ways, but you just assume there's people confuse height with being able to fight, or they confuse, like, I'm quiet. I'm the one you got to worry about. No, you wouldn't know that. Like, if I was out in a group of people, I'm quiet. I talk to people if there's like 2 or 3 people around, but I don't talk if there's a bunch of people. I don't say anything. I'll say little things, but then at a certain point, I'm gonna get quiet because I'm watching. I'm watching you, him, her. I'm watching everybody. And if I see some stupid shit, some goofiness, I'm out. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, the landlady said I need to go home take care of Joker. I gotta go. I'll be up out of there. But then again, that's why I don't go out. But it's the ones that kind of like you play basketball. The ones that are talking the most trash usually suck the most. That's usually the case in basketball. And it's usually that one quiet guy, the guy that doesn't say too much, like, "Hey man, let me get a couple shots in. I'll get going," or let me dribble the ball and warm up. I'll get some good passing going. Or no, let me guard him. I got him. No, I got him. That's all he says. I got him. Those are the dudes that can ball, right? So more times than not, 9 times out of 10, it's the quiet ones, and not necessarily the biggest guys that you got to worry about. Because when Lil Buddy said he ain't gonna fight you, he ain't. He's gonna shank you with that Kano. He's gonna shank you with that Kano, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't got it. No, I would. I don't fight with weapons. I'm not a dirty fighter. I have something called integrity and pride, and just general being a man. Like, you ain't no man. You pick up a weapon. You throw them. You let them things fly for a little minute. Get beat up, or you win, you lose, and you live to fight another. Well, not fight another day. Well, if you're in prison, you will live to fight another day, but you just live another day and stop fighting. But the point is you're throwing your life away because you think that you're gonna get a wife. In actuality, in that moment, you're losing your wife. And then months go by, weeks go by, and you realize you're gonna do life, and then you lose your wife or potential wife because now you realize probably 95% of women are not gonna marry you if you're in prison. They're gonna leave you. If you're with her now, I don't care what she's telling you, bro. 95% of them, they're gonna leave you. They're gonna find another man, and they're gonna be with another man. And she's gonna bear his kids, not yours. These are facts, people. If I had a statistic to bring up to show you, I would, but I don't want to do y'all like that. This is bad enough. You know them divers that be diving in the Olympics, and before they dive, they do that little stretch thing, like all the way over, bent all the way over. Now, this luckily didn't happen to me, and if it did, I would tell you because I'm not a liar. But just the thought of it happening is bad enough. So what I'm telling you is, I'm just gonna say it how I say it because if I don't say it how it is, it's not gonna hit right. Pause. I'm trying to keep this Christian as possible, but it's really hard because this is a one-time thing. Because if you watch this and it hits you in your soul, and I save you from prison, then I did my job. But let's say you get married, it's your wedding night, or whatever, your honeymoon, whatever you want to say. You're with your wife. She does the swimmer woman bend over thing, and you're behind her, and it's the best thing ever. And then you got kids. Okay, great. You got quadruple kids because it's like that. You just was, who knows what was going on. It was crazy. This best night of your life. Okay. At least that's what you thought until all four of your kids was born. And you're like, one, two, three. Hold on, one, two, two, three. What do you mean three? Oh, three. Okay, I can deal with three. Wait a minute. What you mean? Wait a minute. I done waited 3 minutes. Four. Oh, you pass out. So what you trying to say, baby? When you with me, that wasn't the greatest day of your life? Well, I mean, it was, baby. But what do you mean, what, nigga? It's when the babies was born. Oh, okay. I knew you was a good one. No. So the thought alone of being the thought alone of being how it was when you were with your wife, but you being the wife and you being Bubba's wife, the thought alone is bad enough. And that's why in Hollywood they do that type of initiation things because they want that Dunkin' Donut. Well, the circular thing that's in the Dunkin' Donut. Because they know if they can take that, they can take part of your soul and your spirit to break you. Because that's an abomination. That's not. You know, a man and a woman are supposed to be together, not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. And the reason this ain't got nothing to do with women, because I'm not a woman and I can't talk from a woman's side. I don't know if it's the same type of feeling or whatever. If a woman did that to another woman in prison, I don't know. It does not matter because I'm not a woman, and my opinion is it's just an opinion. It's not even an opinion. It's just ignorance. It's irrelevant because I don't know what I'm talking about. But as far as being a man, I can tell you how it feels from a man's perspective. And then if you do go home, you end up dealing with that in a different way, and you just don't talk about it. You're smoking all the time, drinking all the time. You're all these different things, and the next thing you know, you're putting hands on your wife, or your kids, or your whoever. And it ironically all comes back to the woman. Not the woman's fault, but it's you were trying to be young and hard and be a man, and you already got. She's already with you, bro. What are you doing? What are you trying to prove? Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Forget a gun. Go and find you a wife. And this helped y'all. share the video. Um, and I was gonna do more videos today, but I'm in too much pain. But this is a I did one earlier, but I think it was about my health stuff. But anyway, shout out to all my young guys out there. Stay out of gangs, stay out of prison. Stay in the house with your woman and watch a movie or something, or play a game. Do anything but be in the streets, man. um, trying to think of something, a clever way to end this to make it like bow, but I can't think of nothing. Uh, well, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life is the best one, obviously. Um, I was just trying to think if I had any last thoughts. Uh, but my granddaddy died in prison for really bad stuff. My mom's dad. And he's Christian, though. Those of us that are with the Lord and that die with our name written in the book of life, that are saved and repented and accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, we are Christians. So he is Christian and he is alive with the Lord, right? You see what I mean? So if you don't know your Bible, if you don't know God, you wouldn't understand why I'm saying that. But we don't perish. To perish is to die, and to die is to end up in hell. No, I'm sorry. When you die, you perish, and if you die in your sin, you perish away and end up in hell, and the lake of fire is the second death. But as being a saved Christian like myself and other people that are watching this, I'm sure, we die and then we are with the Lord. So our body dies, but our spirit doesn't. So that's what I was trying to say. It's like ironic how guys do all these things to impress a woman, and they say that you say you love women more than anything, you do anything for a woman, but then you end up with a bunch of men and doing everything for a man. That's not God's plan. You know what I'm saying? I know God loves me and Jesus loves me. And if he did it for me, he'll do it for you. Harley Quinn, you got anything to say, boo? Anything? Sleepy girl? But pretty girl. See, I can't live without Harley and Joker. So I'm definitely going to act extra right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, like, when people do shoot people, I don't know why they can't, like, shoot them in the foot or something, or in the leg, or... I'm just saying, like, if you were defending yourself, I wouldn't, like... Well, it depends on the situation. But most of the time, it's not, like... Unless someone's, like, walking up on you with a knife or a gun or something, well, yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like, if I had to do that to defend myself, defend Harley and Joker, I would literally walk up to their mama and say, I'm sorry. Because I am. It's no different than beating up the person. I ain't trying to mess with nobody, because you know what? The reason my life screwed up because of my brain disease and all that is because this woman got up in my lane, literally. If you stay up in your own lane, everything's going to be straight. If you get up in somebody else's lane, it's going to be crooked. And when it comes to violence and the spirit of the enemy, the father of lies, some people just can't stop staying crooked. You know? But the guy across the street that got taken out by that lady, do I hope he's with the Lord? Absolutely. I hope everybody's with the Lord. Even the serial people, everybody. Everybody. You don't, like, it's no different than with people that come to God in the last dying moments, the last dying hours, minutes, or they take that last walk with the chaplain. It's like, do you know Jesus Christ? Would you like to accept the Lord today? You never know, guys. You don't know. I don't ever assume nothing. I'm not God, so I can't tell you who's done what and who hadn't done what. That's why I don't say anybody's anywhere. Only God knows that. Like I said, the only person I feel comfortable ever saying that they're in hell is Hitler. Period. That's it. Anybody else? I can't tell you. Because if you're a real Christian, I'm not going to get mad. Y'all just irritate me with that nonsense. You say you're a real Christian, but then you don't pray for everybody and try to help everybody. You want to cherry pick. Well, if you just cherry pick and give, well, the Lord's dropping an analogy. If you just cherry picking cherries off the tree and you're giving the cherries to people that you like, but you don't give them to the people that you don't like, but you know it's a God-given right for everybody to eat, how are you a real Christian? You're not. You're a hypocrite. So no matter who it is, if they die, I pray they're with the Lord. And I mean that. Now, if in their own personal thing, if they was just wicked and they deserve to be in hell, they know that and God knows that. So we ain't got, it ain't our place to sit here and try to be God. It's not our place to try to be up in what God's mind, what God's doing in his mind. He's doing what he's doing. He's working it how he's working. That's all you need to know. You may not always know, like, oh, the Lord's dropping knowledge, deep knowledge. You may not always know where your daddy's at, but you know that every time your daddy comes home, your earthly dad, that he takes care of home. Everything he's doing out there is for the betterment of the home. Every time. That's all you need to know. You ain't got to ask all these questions. Daddy's home, everything good. We need this fix, oh, you got that. You need this fix, you got that. Mama's like, well, you've been gone too long, so you better get up in this room, in the room. Took care of that too. We good. Go and get this little Negro some cereal milk. I'm about tired of him talking about some cereal milk. Hey, one day I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna get my aunties on the phone. No, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it in person, I think. I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna be like, auntie, what's up, nephew? I want some cereal milk. That's how I used to say it. Oh Lord, oh God, don't get this boy started no cereal milk. I would sit there and cry for cereal milk. If you ain't get it, you gonna hate me. You gonna chuck me down the stairs. But yeah, this baby girl. I will put a warning label thing on here, but you only got one life in this thing, man. And this right here, taking this right here and taking somebody's life because you trying to impress some female. I'm talking hood. But you was talking to some female? That's how guys talk, ladies, that's all. Younger guys. I don't, you know. I just, no, I know what it is. I'm thinking of Craig and Debo and Friday. It's a female, bro. No, I'm Craig though. That's not even like I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying like the reason I was saying female is because that movie when he says that it reminds me of it. The context is not funny, but I'm the same way. If I seen that anywhere, I'm reacting. But I'm not tough acting. I'm gaining traction on that noggin. Have him screaming for his mama. Nah. But anyway, that's the video. My nerve is starting to hurt. I'm gonna take a painkiller or something. But yeah. Oh, I forgot. My mom and the deacon I was living with, or the deacon that I was living with, or was gonna live with, I can't remember. I've lived with a pastor, a deacon, and a reverend. It's a long story. And I lived in a church for 30 days. It's 2 or 3 minutes down the road. Yo, look at that. I said 2 or 3 minutes down the road, and look who came up, y'all. You cannot make this up. Y'all see I ain't got the remote? Hold up, y'all see the remote's right there? I don't know where the other one is. I didn't touch nothing. I got it muted. I'm not even watching it. But anyway, wish me luck in finding a wife. Because even thugs get lonely too. How long will they mourn me? No, I'm just... No, it's the thuggish, ruggish bone. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. Got lazy, crazy, in Tasha. Yeah, don't come for me, man. Look, hey, look, hey, look, hey, look, hey, look. I know what I'm doing on this mic, man. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. Oh, y'all remember? Well, don't nobody dance like that. I'm like, where my soul sisters at? Hey, how did Pac get all the most soulful sisters on the planet on a track like that? And him and the Outlaws would just come on that joint, just write the whole song. They be like, Gaddafi, you got your verse ready, dog? No, bro, I need some more time. You got 15 minutes to get this right. West Side. And then he would come in there. It's crazy. And now they take a whole 3 years to do one song. Stop playing, man. Y'all talking about real rap. Y'all ain't no real rappers. Y'all some real cappers. I don't really talk like that much because it's so goofy the way people be talking. It's just goofy. I want some clout. I just like to be popular. Clout's confusing. Everybody knows what popular means. Clout, you mean you got a... Did you mean you got a clot? You got a clot in your heart? Is that what you said? No, I got clout in my heart. You got a clot in your heart? Oh my gosh. Hey, where the op at? Where's Pop at? Nigga, I told you he was on vacation. Where's you stupid or something? Nah, ma, I said op. Why you keep asking about your Pop? What's wrong with you? You can't hear? You know? Oh, that's a pog. You mean that jumping stick thing? What do you call that? Back and you would get on the handles and jump? I almost said a jumpaline. It's not a jump. I don't even know what it's called. It was a pog. Pog. I think is what it was called. No, I'm just playing. Y'all say what you want to say. It's just funny, that's all. It's all they're all synonyms, y'all. You're using it's freezing, it's cold, it's frigid, it's brisk. That all means cold, y'all. It's got the same... Who is that? I need to chill. Actually, no, it's time for me to go. No, actually, that would have been a good way to end the video. I was joking. No, but you see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Go scope you out a nice woman. See if she's single. See if she's Christian. And stay your ass out of jail, man. I love y'all. I'm out.